The play, we were invited by LEC to say, okay, can you send us people from your organization who you think they can be able to do the play? I got in love with the play as we started because I thought maybe it was just for fun, but now it really caught my heart. It showed how we as people from Mpumalanga are living in the area.
LEC sent out a call saying, look, we are looking to develop a play, but with activists. But we want it to be a process that extracts or excavates the content from the activists, which will then be turned into a script, then from the script into the embodiment process. And so at the end of the day, we'd basically like the activists to be able to tell their own stories through theatre.
And we were able to develop a script out of a workshop process that we did with our community organizations. They form part of Hedgen, which is called the Highveld Environmental Justice Network, and they're all located on the Highveld in Mpumalanga.
Satire is a great form of making social commentary, but doing it in a way that uses humor so people feel a little bit more comfortable accepting what it is that is being said. And through satire, one is able to poke fun at power. But also bearing in mind that, these are not people who are trained as actors, they're essentially activists. So the challenge was, how do you solicit what it is that is important to them, while at the same time creating a piece that they could do. So I wrote the play for 5 people, essentially, but it could be expanded if more people wanted to be added to it. To advance democracy, you have to practice it. But I think also, to advance democracy, you need to be holding those in power to account. And theatre is one way of doing that. It's mocking, it is satirizing, it is putting into the public domain, holding people to account in the way that the media does, but you're doing it theatrically.
South Africa has a long history of protest theatre, and being an activist, a lot of it comes with protesting.
I-activist theatre kusho ukuthi sisebenzisa another way of sending a message through i-play, and also sisebenzise also different roles to send a message.
Sometimes when we try to talk about it or discuss it, people, they don't understand it in a way that it will be understandable into yourself. But once you put it into action and make it in practical, people, they intend to understand it more and better.
We thought, okay, let's use the history of theatre and show not only our struggles, but also what can come out of these struggles and the positivities and the imaginations of a future.
It is a meeting of 2 different worlds. So activists are normally impatient, and so we were a bit shocked by the rehearsal periods that they expected of us. In general, I think because I came from applied theatre, the content was very compelling and very genuine. I think they enjoyed working with us on it.
It's more than acting for me. I think it's safe to say it's not acting at all, because we are actually portraying lived realities. These are our lives, you understand? These are the lives of the people around us. We're channeling their pain through this play, right? And we add a dash of humor here and there just to make it say less painful, I guess.
The script could have gone to professional actors, but in this case, it went back to the same participants who brought out the content of the script, which is also quite a special process.
The boy is right. We must fight for our rights. These people have access to proper medical care. They work clean jobs, high-paying jobs at that. They have access to clean water, clean air. I am prodigiously perplexed by a producer's behavior.
The element of having a professional script writer then elevated the language, elevated the nuances that were coming out of the room, and enabled even them to see other things that they didn't say but that came out, and then that were crafted into in an artistic way.
So most people from those communities are suffering from health issues. Also, we want to show the consultation phase in our communities, how people are not consulted, and the negligence from the government.
There's a lot of people I know who are affected from my own family, and what hurts most is that it's young people.
Yeah, I'm asthmatic, right? So I know what it feels like to breathe dirty air. I know what it feels like to not know whether tomorrow you're gonna have a good day or not, depending on, their emissions.
The narrative of employment it's really become more famous than Jesus. You must feel very privileged to have work, irrespective of what kind of work it is, irrespective of the condition of your work, irrespective of the kind of life that your work gives you. And so those are some of the stories of the realities of the lived experiences of community members and the activists that came out, and it just broke my heart that, I have asthma, yes, I have this, yes, this, but I can't not work. I can't upset the mind. I can't confront them. I can't join movements that are saying no. I can't say no because I don't want to risk my job.
Please tell us, what are you going to miss most about coal? So what I'm going to miss the most about the coal is the theatricals.
I think it's been quite successful. We've done really good work in less than 2 years of doing this project. And it was new for us, so it was a lot of also falling, trial and error. But I think it's going pretty well.
When people are laughing and enjoying, it's easier for them to open up to ideas and consider things.
The play also reveals the solutions. The play also has a way of opening their eyes. That's how it helps.
As you see at the end of our play, there is more of interviewing. They're interviewing us, like in the future. And then after that, we do ask questions to the audience so that we can hear the views about the play and how they understand and how does it relate to their livelihood.
What I would really like to see done with the play is for it to be rehearsed more and to become more of a really good theatre product with a vision of the future, of what the future could be embodied within the play. Then for that play to do a real tour of Mpumalanga, and then for it to go to a COP in Brazil, for example, for it to be part of that international thing.
Giving people a platform where they have a chance of being heard by decision makers. It is empowering, and I think it gives a lot of hope for a future where their voice does matter.
Life after coal is possible, and it's gonna happen, and everyone will be happy, obviously, except for those that are after profits.
Well, what gives me hope is that communities will take up the resources that become available to them, and they will work with them.
We get to understand that there is actually profit beyond coal. I believe it's going to be more fruitful if they are the ones leading it, since they are the ones facing the struggles. It's about us, nothing about us without us.